This weekend, Donald Trump had a roundtable meeting at a black church in Detroit. Everything that I just said in that sentence is true, and everything else the Trump camp has said about that event is not true. And not even just not true, the scale of the lie, the severity of the lie is such that I don't even know what you're supposed to call it at this point. But I wanna demonstrate how absurd the lying is with this clip of Kellyanne Conway.
Biden's not doing anything like that. Look at the contrast of just this weekend. You got Donald Trump in Detroit talking to 8,000 people, and then at a black church, of course.
Okay, so she focuses on the fact that it's a black church, and we'll return to that part of the lie, but 8,000 people, and we know they love to inflate crowd size. But I am going to submit to you that they've never inflated crowd size like they have here. So 8,000 people, bear that in mind, 8,000 people. It's a small stadium. Maybe you go to see soccer or something in America, 8,000 people. This is the church, okay? It's 180 Church in Detroit, okay? It does not hold 9,000 or 8,000 people, not even close, okay? And they keep pointing out, as I said, that it's a black church, and I get why you'd want to do that, okay? Well, we're gonna show you some video from that roundtable meeting. Watch that, and then I want you to adjudicate the size of the crowd and the content of the crowd, and then at the end, take a look at the way that Ben Carson portrays what you just saw.
Well, it was wonderful to see how many people were enthusiastically receiving the president. The anticipation was just tremendous. And the interesting thing is people are wondering why the black population is migrating toward President Trump. It's not just a black population, it's everybody in America.
The energy was fantastic for Trump. It was truly good to see. But anyway, forget the Ben Carson-ness of it. Although the fact that he was at that event buttresses claims that he might well be the VP. 8,000 people. What was there 80 people in that room? Maybe 80 people. If you had put every single one of those pews filled with butts in seats, and then you'd had a butt in each of the laps that's on the seat, you would not have 500 people in that room. And they're claiming 8,000. I mean, look, they lied about the Bruce Springsteen thing, and they lied about the New Jersey event and all that.
What's so fragile about it? You're a minority. I just think it's just so, and like also, are you gonna go into was it a black church?
Oh yeah, no, let's go into that. So again, just wildly lying to all of our faces about the number of people there. And then again, it is apparently a black church, but they say that because they don't want you to realize that that isn't who is really there. So here's a shot. I mean, you can already tell in the video, but here's a photo. Those are MAGA people. Good, wholesome, white MAGA people. And according to a reporter there, Russ McNamara, he said, look, those photos going around are not 100% accurate because they make it seem as if there were no black people in the church, which is not true. He said about half, it was about a 50-50 split. Just one of the black voters that he talked to though was from Detroit and 0 were from that church. So seemingly, and again, that doesn't mean he talked to everybody, but it was not filled up with black people from that church that typically are there. So there were, if half the crowd was black, so 30 or 40 people, I guess.
Wait, so you're saying they rented a black church without the congregation?
The video will continue in just a moment, but first I have a message for you. TYT needs your help. Membership is vital to survival, so please go to tyt.com/team and become a member today.
Well, the congregation, okay, so I can actually tell you that, by the way. I can explain that to you. First of all, just bear in mind that his one very enthusiastic black supporter who showed up at the Chick-fil-A in Atlanta event that he did that was not a scripted photo op or anything, and then was at Mar-a-Lago, was also here. It's just totally random. By the way, you could be an influencer or whatever. It's when they try to pretend that that is not what she is, and she's just randomly showing up at these things. That's what gets weird. If she just wants to be a fan of Trump, she can be a fan of Trump. But anyway, so they reached out to the pastor of this church, Lorenzo Sewell, okay? And he apparently thought he was being punked at first, but he is like, you know what? I want my congregation to hear this. and invited him. Now, he says that when he asked his congregation to go, they laughed in his face. And then Trump gets there, he brags about meeting the church's pastor, doesn't realize he's sitting next to him at that point. So I guess he met him, but then forgot who he was. The entire thing is just such an absolute mess. Or is it? Because by the time it gets to Fox News, all they hear is 8,000 enthusiastic Black MAGA people were at the event, and they'll never know any of this stuff.
No, they won't. And because like wealthy rappers like 50 Cent are like, oh yeah, maybe, I don't know, people like Trump. It's like, no, wealthy people like Trump. It doesn't matter your skin color. If you've got money and you've got taxes to avoid paying, you're going to want to vote for Trump. But yeah, the die has been cast. I mean, I think it's incredible that they even allowed their pastor to like, give the Trump campaign their space for this day, because John, it doesn't matter of the details, right?
Yeah.
This could be AI, and we've seen AI with Trump talking to Black voters, and that didn't matter. Like that's still going around. Like no one cares. They don't care.
I know, it sucks. But speaking of the AI, so producer, I think it was producer Mike, caught this. So this was on Truth Social. Trump retruthed this. And you might think, well, no, he's done that before. Yeah, no, he has done that before. But if you check the date there, that was from March, early March. He just retruthed it. They went searching for months-old images of him with Jesus to pretend that he's a religious man. It's very bizarre, very, very bizarre. Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.